Time now for Inside Utah Politics.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Glen Mills. It is time to go inside Utah politics. We do begin this morning with Taylor Kaufman. He is with the Governor's Office of Planning and Budget, here to dig into a COVID-19 program now taking applications. Taylor, welcome to the show. So glad to have you with us this morning.
Great. Glad to be here. Thanks.
Let's talk about the background. This all came about as part of House Bill 1004, passed during a special session this year. Representative Mike Schultz and Senator Kurt Collimore. Talk about, first off, why? Why did they submit this bill for this program?
Yeah, great question, Glenn. So this is a great opportunity for the state to engage local governments in important local and regional projects that can help us as we manage the recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. This is a great opportunity for us to show that we are judicious stewards of these COVID-19 federal relief funds from the state and from the federal government. It's part of the Governor Cox's One Utah plan. We're happy to be involved and to help local governments with this process of applying for these grants and working together to collaborate on important investments for the future.
Got it. Let's get into some of the nitty-gritty. Talk to us about what the bill entails, how much money up for grabs, etc.
Yeah, so this bill provides $50 million of American Rescue Plan Act funds, or the federal relief funds that the state has that's been given. $50 million to the Governor's Office of Planning and Budget. This $50 million will be used in a competitive grant program to help local governments to partner with and work with local governments in the infrastructure needs and other projects that they see as necessary for rebuilding Utah economy after the pandemic. Yeah,
let's dig a little bit more into that. So you talk about eligible projects. Give us some specific ideas of what we may be familiar with that we could see this money put to use for.
Yeah, so all of these projects these funds use the American Rescue Plan Act funds from the Fiscal Recovery Fund. So they're managed by the U.S. Treasury. The U.S. Treasury provides guidance on how these funds can be used. And so the same type of projects that are eligible under the Treasury guidelines can be used for these funds as well. This would include, the main categories here would be water and sewer projects. This would be housing. This would be broadband infrastructure. Also included, public health projects and economic recovery projects as well.
And who exactly will it be that will be putting in applications for this money?
Yeah, so this program is geared toward local governments, so counties, cities, towns, metro townships, local districts, and special service districts are all eligible to apply for these funds and collaborate with us as we work together to establish and invest in great programs for the future.
You brought up something I want to dig a little more into, and that being the impact on the economy. Yeah. Obviously, when local governments come get these type of funds, they go to work, they put contractors to work, contractors hire people in the community. So talk about how it really goes beyond that to build the economy.
Yeah, so these projects will be used in a variety of ways and helping, for example, in a broadband infrastructure project, this would help bring internet to locations that are underserved or unserved locations and help build the economy in that area. For economic recovery projects, this could include helping sectors of the economy that have struggled, that have been impacted the most by the pandemic, helping provide relief to them, to those businesses and to their employees, helping build back the economy in those areas that need it the most. Housing would be another area where housing is housing projects are very needed in the state right now. Yeah. We can help bring those online to help people afford the cost of living here and be able to be successful workers in our economy.
Yeah, that's a really big one. A lot of people feeling the housing crunch right now as rent and prices to purchase a home just continue to skyrocket. Okay, response. The application process kicked off earlier in the week. What kind of response have you seen so far, and do you expect to see? I imagine it'll be pretty huge.
Yeah, we anticipate a lot of applications coming in. We have had some filtering in the first week. I think a lot of local governments are taking their time to understand what the requirements are of the fund. We've also released on our website the list of criteria by which the projects will be scored by. So although we have had some submit applications already this week, I think many are taking time to understand and put together applications that are strong, that follow that criteria. Additionally, we really are looking for collaborative projects where people are working together, local governments are working together with other local governments, with nonprofits, with other state grants, other state opportunities to leverage funding so that we can have a collaborative effort as we invest in these projects for the future.
Okay, so application will be open from August 16th to September 15th, and you just go right to the portal and take care of all of it right there?
Yeah, the portal can be found at gopb.utah.gov, and local governments can create an account in the application portal, start an application, come back to it as they try to understand the questions and gather resources and submit it all online. Those will be received by our office. We'll review them. We've also enlisted the help of subject matter experts to help us sort through these complex projects.
So that'll be a committee review, correct?
Well, the subject matter experts will help us review and score projects before we hand it off to the 5-member review committee, which will then rank and select the grants, applications that will receive the grant funding.
And what are some of the bigger things they'll be looking for as far as the ones that they ultimately end up selecting?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned before, collaboration. We really are looking for governments to collaborate together to show that their project can be a multi-generational project, that it provides long-term benefits to their communities, that it can help serve those that were impacted most by the COVID-19 pandemic. So this collaboration and a focused approach, long-term benefits to their project. Okay,
so the committee will be reviewing those in between September 15th and October 15th, and then what will happen after that?
After that, the review committee will present, our office will present the review committee selections to the legislature's Executive Appropriations Committee. After that point, sometime in November, we will notify local governments that have been selected for this grant program and begin awarding those funds so that they can begin working on those important projects.
Okay. You mentioned the website where people can go to begin this process and learn more, but if you wouldn't mind, give us that one more time as we close up the segment.
Yeah, so the application can be found at gopb.utah.gov. It stands for the Governor's Office of Planning and Budget, and we're here to help you through the process. Feel free to reach out to us with questions that you have, and we'll help you through it.
Okay, so as they're filling out applications, they're welcome to call your office as well to figure out anything.
Correct, yeah, we're here to help. We can help with technical assistance and understanding the process, helping them work through what are eligible projects and what are not, and help them through the process.
Okay, Taylor, thanks so much for your time, very interesting, and we'll keep an eye out to see ultimately which projects get the green light on this. Thanks so much for your time today.
Great, thanks.